Jay, did you have a agenda in the front?
Yeah, it's at the very beginning. Page 1 of 92. Behind the letter. Put the letters in
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, it is Monday, February 28th, 5:31 PM. Call to order this meeting of the City of Terrell Zoning Board of Adjustments. First tonight on the agenda is the invocation. Do I have a volunteer to give the invocation this evening?
You can do that.
Karen volunteers me.
I said you can do
I know, I said you volunteered me, so, all right, if you'll pray with me, please. Father, thank you so much for allowing us to gather here in this great country, in this great city, and please allow all of us to take in all the information given and make decisions that are best, not only for the individuals here, but all the community and for the betterment of the city in all. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, at this time is the time that we hear our remarks from visitors, and those are visitors that aren't involved with a case. So if you're involved with a case, you'll have your time here in just a moment. But are there any other visitors? Don't believe so. Okay. Next item. The meeting minutes from November 22nd was our last meeting. So looking for the approval of the meeting minutes of November 22nd, 2021 meeting.
I move we accept the minutes as written.
It's been moved and seconded that the meeting from the November 22nd meeting be approved. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, Jay. All right, now we'll get down to our first order of business, and this is variance 66-92. Some fencing at a property line. Mr. Phillip, this one, I believe, the first one is on High Street, is that correct? No, the first one's on Birdsong. All right, well, man, I'm having all kinds of problems, Jay, I'm sorry. The first one, all right, is over on, yeah, I got it.
Birdsong.
On Birdsong Court. I was over there just the other day looking. So, Bobby, if you would let us know the information on that project or case, please. Thank you.
I didn't realize it's been 3 months since we were here last. Wow. Welcome back, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. And this first case tonight is from 7 Birdsong Court. I actually have 2 variances here. The applicant's requesting a variance from section 35.3 A2. This section relates to the size of the yards for accessory buildings. It would be the side setback. And the section 36.3E, this section relates to gates designed for vehicular access and all garage doors in residential areas. We're getting a little feedback. Okay, so the first section, 35.3, which is the size of yards, the side yard for an accessory building. The ordinance reads that there should be a side yard setback not less than 3 feet from any side lot line or alley line for accessory buildings, provided that such building is separated from the main building by a minimum distance of 10 feet. The accessory building at least 10 feet from the main structure of the house, and then the side setback or the rear setback has to be at least 3 feet. The second section is 36.3 fences in residential areas. And section E relates to gates designed for vehicular access, and all garage doors should be set back from the property line a minimum of 25 feet. Basically, from whether it be a gate that's across a driveway or a garage door, there's supposed to be a minimum distance from the property line to the gate or the garage door 25 feet. It basically allows for parking of a vehicle in a driveway without it hanging out to the road or blocking a sidewalk.
So the side property line
Can be the
coming out of
side.
garage.
Yeah,
It can be the side.
well, I guess it could be, but I mean, like, I have a gate that goes right up to my property line. It hits it.
No, it can go to the property
Yeah.
line. We're talking
That's
about
what I'm talking about.
along the driveway.
Right.
The property line crosses the driveway. The gate or the garage door has to be at least 25 feet setback.
In
So you
front
can
of the
move
house.
park.
Right.
Okay, so we'll discuss the first variance here. So the applicant owns a property located at 7 Birdsong Court. And in 2021, a 30 by 30 accessory building or detached garage was constructed in the backyard. The building was inspected and the permit closed in September of 2021. Since that time, an addition has been added to that building. This addition was constructed without applying for or receiving a building permit and is in violation of the setback requirement for accessory buildings. The building is built less than 1 foot from the property line. Now, to grant a variance, to be granted a variance, the applicant must present evidence of a hardship associated with their request. City staff does not support this variance request. So they're asking for the variance to be that, instead of the 3-foot setback, they're within a foot of that property line.
So we're looking at where the shed is built to the edge of that humongous garage to the
Yes.
fence line,
Yes.
like on
that
page
was-
24? Okay. Here's a good picture.
Yeah, there's page 24 or 40 there. That's
And then
the-
41, it says, I
where
don't know,
that,
they're not,
again, is put on there. And you can see right there in on page 26 how, but the fence is pretty much on their property line, and then that shed is built, as you can see, like less than a foot from there. The second variance request, the applicant also requested a variance related to the setback of vehicular access gates. As mentioned earlier, the distance required from the property line to a gate is 25 feet. The variance request is for a distance of 18 feet. The main purpose of the 25-foot setback is to allow space for a vehicle to park with the gate shut and not block the public sidewalk or extend into the street. The proposed distance does not allow sufficient room for most vehicles. City staff does not agree there is a hardship associated with this variance request. Jay, if you could go to page 34, there's an aerial view on page 34. Okay, there is, the house is addressed off of Birdsong. It's a side entry driveway here off of El Cora. And you can see the sidewalk. The sidewalk is on the property line, and they're wanting to put the gate there where the driveway goes in and tees into the, where it turns there. And that's a distance of about 18 feet, and it should be 25 feet. To kind of put this in perspective, you know, we're talking about 18 feet. Our department uses Chevy pickups and Nissan pickups. I've got a 4-door Chevy pickup with a short bed, and our code officers have a Nissan pickup. It's extended cab with a longer bed. Both of those vehicles are 19 feet long. So you wouldn't be able to park one of those vehicles there without hanging out and blocking the sidewalk. Okay?
Where do they want?
The picture also shows, it's drawn in where the 30 by 30 building is, and then over there where the shed add-on is. And we've received 2 letters of opposition to this, to the building addition. They were opposed to it, and there's 1 person that was in favor of it. If anybody has any questions?
Where's the gate? Where do they want it to go? That part I didn't understand.
The gate would go right here.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that.
And see, this side of the sidewalk is the property line.
Right.
From there to there, he's saying is 18
Can
feet.
they put it right here to here? Is that legal?
No.
I
that
didn't
has
think
to be-
so, 'cause it says
This
to be
being the
25
property
feet.
line,
Right.
it would have to be at least 25 feet this
Gotcha,
way.
okay,
And if you've got
The
18
driveway's
feet
not
here,
long enough.
right,
and right there,
Yeah.
you park a vehicle, which you pull up to a gate, you're gonna sit
Right.
back a little bit.
no matter what,
hit
you're
it,
gonna be,
And you'll be hanging out in the driveway.
okay. Was that built as a metal shed first and then brick added later?
Yes, it's a metal building with a masonry exterior.
But that was all permitted.
Yes.
900 square feet,
Excuse me?
900 square feet, 30 by 30.
Yes. And with that, there's at least a 10-foot setback from the house. There's at least a 3-foot setback from the side property line. Now in the back, the back fence or the back side of that garage is not on the property line. There's a like an alleyway there, so the property line is back about another 15 feet. There's a 15-foot drainage easement there, so you can't
Okay.
build into that easement.
Back where all those trees are? Okay.
Yeah, there's some trees back there. The water drains off of Eldora and goes down to the creek that's just on the other end of Bird Zone 4.
Okay, any more questions for Bobby at this time? If not, I also need to make sure, Bobby, you didn't know it, but I opened the public hearing before you started on this matter. I believe by record I needed to do that, so I did open the public hearing before that. So, any other questions for Bobby at this time? Okay, all right, then we will call upon those who would like to speak in favor of this variance, if they would come forward and state your name and address here for the record, and we will hear what you have to say.
James Heaton. I live at 7 Bird Zone Court. And I don't drive a four-door Dodge pickup truck. I drive a two-wheel drive, regular,
Doesn't matter.
14 and a half feet long. So it'll plenty fit into that spot. My wife drives a Mazda.
Could you speak up a little bit, please? Or use the,
what?
speak up a little bit or use the microphone? There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My name's James Heaton.
Thank you. There you go.
So I live there. I bought this house. I paid almost $250,000 for a 1,700 square foot house because it had a large flat lot. So I could build my building and expand the yard. That's it. It's the only reason I moved here. So now, where you see that white car, in this picture right here, that car is 16 feet long. That car's as long as my Dodge pickup is. And it's longer than her CX-5 Mazda. So, you know, I don't know about driving a Datsun, whatever, extended cab, but both of my vehicles will fit in that setback. It's a rolling gate. It's not a swinging gate, so it rolls straight this way, and it's manual. I just want to close the property in at night when my vehicles are in there and my family's inside. So and it's a wrought iron gate, just a metal rolling gate. So as far as the side setback, I drove around Terrell a lot before I bought this house, and I looked at a lot of houses, and there's pictures in this deck of people who have no side setback on their shed. They have no side setback on a lot of things. I have 1,120 square feet, as Mr. Phillips has mentioned, I can't use. It's easement, the whole back, 15 feet wide, 75 feet wide and 15 feet deep, I can't use. Now we're saying I got another 300 feet that I can't use on the side, inside my fence, because we want a side setback. As you can see by pictures that I've provided, my neighbor doesn't have any setback. In fact, he's built straight into the alley with his driveway. So I don't quite get where, you know, what all this is about. We thought this was, you know, gonna be a great place to move and live the last of our days. And unfortunately, since November, it hadn't been that way. So you pick it, God will be in charge of it, and we'll deal with it.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor of this variance request? If not, then we will ask if there are people here that would like to speak in opposition of this variance request.
Just have the
If not, then we will close the open session, go into private session, I would like to tell the board that these are two separate items that we're gonna vote on. One is gonna be the gate, and the second is gonna be the building itself. So let's keep that in mind, and as we go into, close it open session, go into private. Jay, can you kill these? As we go into private? Can you kill these as we go into private?
Just have to push your
Ah.
little button right in front of you, and the red green goes off, turns off.
Turn it off.
Take your mics on if you're gonna talk, please. Okay, first item that we will be voting on will be for the sliding gate that is 18 feet from the property line instead of the code required 25. Do I hear a motion either direction?
I move we deny the variance.
Do I have a second? It has been moved and seconded that the variance request be denied for the sliding gate at that location. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. So that means that the gate can go in. Now, let's go to our building extension, going to the, instead of a 3-foot setback, is now a 1-foot setback as an addition to his building there. Do I hear a motion regarding this building addition? No, the building addition, if I'm right, no, the building, all right, let me back up. The building addition cannot, the building that was there before was built at 3 feet, correct?
Yes.
Correct setback.
Yes.
All right. So the lean-to thing cannot,
That's what we're voting on.
okay, that needs to go.
Okay,
That's what we're voting on.
all right. All right, can someone frame a motion either for or against?
I move we deny the variance. Nobody else wants to speak up.
I second that the lean-to addition needs to, the variance is not approved.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the lean-to portion or the variance not be granted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we'll need to take the side of that off. The variance for the 3-foot side setback has not been approved.
Exactly.
May I ask a question? It took me 5 weeks to build that. How long do I have to take it down?
That would be a city question, sir, that's not me.
Well, if you give me 7 days like you gave me in the $2,000 a day letter notice, it ain't happening.
You didn't even get a permit.
Bobby will work with you.
What is he storing?
Okay, well, now we'll move on to the next item before us, which is,
What page does that start on?
that starts on page, actually, the reading is, in the agenda is on page 3, which is 10,000 East High Street, and the information for High Street starts. There you go.
Also should be trying to be on your monitors as well too, sir.
Thank you.
Look at there. All right, Mr. Phillips, if you would let us know, we'll open the public hearing on VR 22-02. You'd let us know the particulars of this situation, please.
Okay. This is, the applicant's requesting a variance from section 36.3E, and this is the same section as the previous case. It relates to the gates designed for vehicular access and garage doors in residential areas. And that, again, that reads that gates designed for vehicular access and all garage doors shall be set back from the property line a minimum of 25 feet. The applicant owns the property located at 1,000 East High. It's requesting a variance to allow a gate, vehicular access gate, to be installed across the side yard driveway 0 feet from the property line, instead of the 25-foot requirement for gates designed for vehicular access and garage doors on the property. Property is currently zoned TH 12. 20? 20? Okay, TH 20, okay. Now, the applicant purchased this property in August of 2020. Construction of a privacy fence was started without a permit, and a stop work order was issued. The permit application was submitted on August 24, 2020. And that plan included 2 swinging gates at the driveway. The plan review notes call out that the gate is required to be at least 25 feet from the property line. There was an on-site meeting with the property owners on September 9th of 2020. Items discussed included, number one, the gate at the driveway must be at least 25 feet from the property line. And two, the fence in front of 21 Dallas, that's the house directly behind there, could be no more than 4 feet tall with 50% openings, as the fence has been built in the state right of way. We go to picture 74. This is the front corner of the house. This is the house located on the corner of High Street and Dallas. You go to 75, Jay. This fence was originally built out and it was within the state right of way. Della Street there is a state road, and there's a very wide right of way. Excuse me, a revised plan was submitted on September 18th of 2020. Okay, that page 75, the picture that is showing that fence had to be moved back because that's outside of their property line. The revised plan was submitted on September 18th of 2020. Again, the plan showed that the gate was not 25 feet from the property line. The owner was made aware of this issue. On September 21st, 2020, an email with a variance application was sent to the owner. The application was not submitted at that time. Building permit was issued on September 23rd of 2020. The section of fence built outside the property line, the state right-of-way, was moved back to the property line, and that's where the fence stands today. The fence was inspected on October 27th, 2020. The permit was closed, and there was no gate installed at the time of that inspection. In December of 2021, a notice of violation was sent to the owners by code enforcement officers after noticing a gate had been installed in the driveway. The gate is in violation of the city zoning ordinance as it is not 25 feet from the property line. Instead, it has been placed on the property line. The distance from the gate to the street is 18 feet. This distance does not allow for full-size vehicles to park without extending out to the street. This creates a safety issue and encourages vehicles to park in the street. The major reason for the required 25-foot distance from the gate to the property line is to allow vehicles to park in that area without blocking sidewalks or extending into the street. City staff does not consider this variance request to be a hardship and does not support the variance request. The gate was installed even though the property owners have been made aware on several occasions that it was in violation of the city ordinance. City staff's concern is that granting the variance could have a negative effect on the neighborhood by creating a situation where vehicles parked in the driveway may extend into the street and may cause additional street parking. Jay, you go to page 73. These are the notes from when I did the plan review for their application. Where it says fence plan review, there are 3 items that are listed. And the second one says gate at the driveway must be at least 25 feet from the property line. And that's from September 1st, 2020. The next note down there, that's September 8th. It says met with owner on site, September 4th, 2020. And the number 1 item discussed was the gate at the driveway must be 25 feet from the property line. Skip down, and then we go to September 19th. Revised plan shows a gate at the driveway. The gate must be at least 25 feet from the property line, and the owner has been made aware of this. And then they eventually, we got the fence moved, and they didn't put up a gate at that point. Go to, Jay, go to 74. There's some pictures here. Okay, 75, that shows where the fence originally was. And this is page 76, that's where the fence, that's the gate there today, and we measured from that gate to the street. And go to the next one, Jay.
How many feet is that?
At 18 feet. If you go to page, number 78, it shows that's 18 feet to the street there. What's the next picture there, Jay? Okay, that's just another view of it. That's where the fence is. And, that's the gate that they put up. And again, you know, a full-size vehicle is not gonna work there. Okay. Any questions?
So they took the height down. They complied with some of the requirements.
Yeah, the height was okay. They had to move the fence back because the fence was too close. It was outside of the property line.
Gotcha, but now
Where the
it's,
fence is now, and picture number 79, that's the property line. So the gate is actually on the property line.
So the gate would have to be 25 feet from where it's currently.
Yes, yes.
and it's only 18 feet.
It's on the property line.
Oh, it's on the, okay.
It's 18 feet from the
Okay.
street. But that driveway, that section from the gate or the fence out to the street is actually a state right of way.
That's the reason you got such a large deal, because it's a state right of way.
I didn't know Dallas was a state road.
Yeah, it goes from Highway 80 to the state hospital, and that's the reason that it's a state road. There's actually a number for it, a state number, but I don't know what it is. There may be one sign that says what it is.
More,
So it's this whole section that needs, where's the gate?
that's the gate,
That's the gate.
that's the gate.
Right, yeah, it's the side street. Yeah, this driveway comes off the side street.
The tail of that truck is on Dallas, Ashley. You see in the picture, right, Bobby?
Mm-hmm.
So they can have a fence that's configured like that, but not a gate.
Correct.
Vehicular access gate.
Right.
A vehicular access gate has to be 25 feet from
Right,
there.
gotcha.
They could have a walk gate.
But they can have a walk gate and a fence and.
So does that,
Walk-through gate is fine.
does that
Again-
gate just secure the yard, or I can't really tell from the picture if it covers the garage as well? It just,
Well,
it's
There's
just,
really not a garage. This.
what's that right there?
Okay,
Another house?
That's another house that's
Okay.
behind there.
Okay,
Somehow somebody built a house right there
whew,
years ago.
yeah.
But, yeah, this is actually on the property lines.
So they could just do a walk-through gate.
A walk-through gate is fine. It's when you have a vehicular access gate where somebody could park in the driveway, extend out into the street.
Is that fence attached to the other house? Almost looks like it is. but
No,
I-
it comes out and there's a,
Little setback thing, slanty
yeah, I
back.
think there's, with other little house, there's a single wide garage.
Is that even wide enough?
And it lines up with that wall.
Okay.
So here, in this picture, the white vehicle,
That's not theirs, that's another house.
that is the other houses? Or is that
No,
what?
no,
Yeah, that's the other house.
driveway for the.
Okay, so this is the so this white car is behind here,
No.
the gate.
I
Okay.
believe that's right, yeah, because this
There's
is,
the garage.
yeah, that's the garage for the other house.
For the other house.
Okay.
From the, yeah, they share a driveway.
That happens a lot in Terrell.
Yeah.
And, so the houses are way too close. You have the back of the house on High Street, and then you have the house on Dallas Street perpendicular.
So this is back when they were doing those 25.
Yeah, 25-foot lots and
Some years ago.
post-war,
The 1,000 High Street, it's probably a 100-year-old house.
yeah,
This house back here is probably
40s.
years old or so.
Probably post-war, trying to build a lot of.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Any more questions for Mr. Phillips?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. At this time, we would like to ask for anyone that would like to speak in favor of this variance request to approach the microphone, give your name and address. Anyone that would like to speak in favor? Yep. Come ahead, sir, and if you would, just give us your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Somaganya. I am the owner of 1000 East High and the back house, which is 212 Jellies. And my situation is no different as the previous case. Yes, I'm the first-time owner, and we moved to Terra because we heard a lot of good things about Terra. We love the city. And so I built a fence without knowing, you know, that I had to ask for requests and all that. After I figured it out and I got letters, I was like, wait a minute, okay? So I try to do everything, you know, the way it's supposed to be, right? And when I finished the gate, I don't know if you could switch that picture to, where you can see the driveway. Oh, no, the other one. Well, you could barely see the pole right there. So that pole right there, so when I finished the gate and I did that side, Bobby came at that time because we were outside and he said, and I said, oh, look at Bobby, I go, the gate's almost done, you know, everything, you know, he looked at it and he said, okay, everything looks good, go ahead and close it off. And I said, okay. So I finished it off, painted it on this side, and then I was about to close it off. And then after that, when I was done, he came a week later and he told me, wait a minute. He goes, you're 10 feet off. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, you can't put your gate there because your property line starts here and you went, you know, too far. You're like about 10 feet out. And I was just, well, Bobby, but you told me that I was fine. And he said, well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to move it. And I said, okay, all right, so that's what I did. So I had to pay again somebody to get all the posts down and knock everything down because I didn't want to have any issues. I'm not trying to do something that I shouldn't do. I'm just trying to make my home safer and make it look a little bit nice. When I purchased it, it had no grass, it had no fence, and it had no bed flowers, you know, so I was just trying to make it look nice. So that's what I did. So I went ahead and moved it. That's the reason I had moved the pole because that was my sign that the fence was moved. Throughout this whole process, the gate was, every time I submitted a picture, the gate has always been there, right? And if I have emails, I didn't know you could, I could have submitted digital pictures, I'm sorry, so I printed out stuff. The emails that I sent to the receptionist, and every picture that I sent, because you guys require a picture of the fence and how you're gonna put it and where you're gonna put it at. The gate was always there. The roving gate is always there. If you go back to the pictures of what I drew, by hand. Right there. If you see the property line, you'll see the sliding gate. And that was in what, August of last year? So.
This drawing was turned in with the application.
Okay, no problem. I have that email that I submitted to Murieta on August of last year. I printed it out. And, and I don't know if you want to pass it around or you guys want to just see it like this. The date is there on the top. That's the email that I submitted to her with the paper drawing. Exactly, that's what it was. My wife just redid it again because she couldn't print it out on the printer. She was having issues that day. And it was August something of 2020, I believe. So it's not like I came out at the last minute and say, oh, you know, guess what now? I'm gonna go ahead and put the gate. No, that was always the plan. And it's there and it got approved. That's the way they got approved.
Where the gate is, it's a sliding gate.
Yes, ma'am. It's a sliding gate. It doesn't go, you know, pull out or go in. That's my driveway. That's the only place that I have to park my cars.
Your car, there is driveway behind that. I can't really tell from the pictures, but I'm looking at your hand-drawn picture.
Yes, ma'am. It goes all the way to where my house ends.
Okay.
My two vehicles fit perfectly there and the gate closes perfectly. The thing is that where I live, I'm in a corner lot. And it's really dangerous because they're burning rubber and peeling off every day in my corner. And my cars are if I park them either on this side or this side, I'm in danger of then somebody hitting my car because they're always spinning and burning rubber there for some reason. And I'm afraid of that because I do have kids, so I do need that fence to have my kids in there to have them out so when they go and play, make sure they're secure. You know, I also put cameras. And because we have that state hospital there, I have had several people come to my house and just talk some nonsense. You know, I'm not sure they're coming from there or not, but some guy just came in and said, "Oh, you know, when he knocked on my door and I said, can I help you? He said, yeah, I just want to let you know that the priest, the church down the street wants to buy your house. I was like, okay, well, just let them know it's not for sale. You know, so I get that type of stuff. So, you know, I'm just trying to make it safe for my family and stuff. I'm not trying to do something that it's, you know. I also took pictures from other residents, the same as, you know, the previous case that, you know, the fence is just right there. Just across from me, they have fences just right there. And like, it's even closer to the sidewalk. Mine's is at least 18 feet and a half. You know, the previous, was 18 feet, mine's 18 feet and a half. And I took them, this is just right across the street from my house, you know?
But that's not a gate.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is a gate. It has a chain, and that one opens from,
But that's not a driveway.
well, it's a gate, and if he opens it, I'm sure he'll be able to put a car in there.
Well, yeah, but it's not.
And that's just right across the street from where I live,
That's
pretty
not
much like down the
Yeah.
street, across.
Yeah, those are all over town.
So I'm not asking for something totally, something new that's not there. You know, it's like everybody has a driveway. That's the only driveway that I have, and I'm able to park my cars in there. The front of my home does not have a driveway. I cannot put any cars in there. So if I leave it in the street, there's a danger of me getting hit, you know? And, I got my trash can stolen already. My car broke into as well. So I need my driveway, and that's the reason I need it, the security for my family and for my personal stuff.
So your cars just barely fit in there? You couldn't set the gate back? Go back with the gate slightly?
There's no way. If I
Okay.
put it- If I do 25 feet, it'll be
No, 18 plus, it would only have to be 7 feet, right?
No,
You get-
it's on the property, the fence is on the property.
Oh, it's on the property line because of the big easement.
It's just the same case as the previous, same thing as the previous case, the same thing, you know, mine's is 18 and a half, you know. And that's the only driveway I have. If I close it, I'll be parking in the street and I'll be in danger of getting hit. And I wish I could record it every time, but I'm telling you, every day, all kinds of hours, they're burning rubber and peeling there in that corner. For what reason, I have no idea.
Anybody have questions of this gentleman? I do have one question and a comment. And the fact that you've said, yes, sir, what were you wanting to show us
She
there?
was asking that she couldn't see the inside of it.
Oh, okay.
I was just showing her that this is where the two.
I got you.
vehicles parked. I did
Is
put
that a
some-
garage?
No, it's not a garage, it's just a driveway.
Yeah, okay.
This is the back.
Oh, it's the
house.
other side of the fence and another house on that side,
No,
okay.
but you said you own that house too?
Yes, when I bought that property, it was like that already. It has two properties.
Okay.
I didn't create any of that. That was already done. You know. So, and both of my cars here fit perfectly. If I will move any inch to put the gate anywhere around here,
And it's not wide enough for them to be side to side, is it?
yeah, that's my backyard already. That's where my grass is at. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have no space for nothing, maybe one car.
Okay, I was just gonna make a comment because I think you fell into a trap that a lot of, people that are not used to dealing with municipalities as far as permits do. I know you said that the gate has always been shown, and it's always shown to be there, and it's on your drawing here. The problem is your drawing shows the setback to be 25 feet from the property line. So you have to consider that when you show that 25 feet, and I know you didn't do it on purpose, or, you know, trying to be sneaky or anything. I'm just saying, when you showed that 25 feet, there's no way he's gonna say that that the gate's not gonna be in compliance. You see what I'm saying?
They don't have a copy of your survey when you give them this. I mean, it's not their job to.
So when you show a setback like that, that's city of Terrell, city of Wills Point, city of Dallas, wherever you go, when you show a setback that you're creating to the setback, that you're showing and trying to say mine is gonna fit the requirements of the zoning and the ordinances and everything, like I said, if you didn't have that 25 feet written on there, and but the fact that it is, I don't see any type of fault at all with the city granting something that, as shown on a drawing, is exactly what's supposed to be there. But that's not a true dimension.
The process of all this was really confusing.
I understand, and I hope you heard me preface that. It's a mistake that people who don't deal with municipalities fall into.
And
You know.
I'll tell you why, I'm sorry, and I'll tell you why. For the reason that when I put my fence at the beginning,
Mhm.
and Bobby okayed it, he looked at it and he said, okay. And then after he came a week later and said, you know what, you gotta push it back 10 feet. And I said, why? He goes, because your property line starts here. And I was like, great. I had to pay thousands of dollars to move it back.
I understand.
So when we talked about this gate, the first time he measured was from the middle of the street, the middle of the highway, where the cars run, okay, in the middle. He said it has to be from here and it has to be 25 feet inside. And I said, okay. I'm like, all right. And after that, he changed it. He said it had to be from the sidewalk, 25 feet inside. And then after that, towards the end of everything, after I built everything, he said it has to be from your property line 25 inside. So I was all confused. So I was like, man, I don't know what he knows what he's talking about.
Let me ask you one other question, because, we had the gate, we had the fence, and the fence was in the wrong spot. Then we moved, then you corrected that and put the fence in the correct spot.
Yes, sir.
And that fence was okay. Did that fence have a gate, a vehicular gate?
Oh, yes. I never closed it. It did have a gate. It did have a gate, but it didn't have a road gate. It had a gate that would close like this.
Swing out.
Swing in and inside and.
How big a
close.
gate?
It's the same length. It's the same size, same everything. All I did was remove it and put the road gate. That's all I did. But I will only close it at night. I wouldn't close it during the day. I will close it at night for security purposes, because people were coming in and tampering with my stuff. I'm not trying to do something here just to do it and get away with stuff. No. I'm doing it
Understand,
for
we're
my
we're
safety.
trying to listen and be fair.
I got 5 kids, so it's like I need this gate for my kids to play outside and be safe. And I don't know if you can see in that picture right there, but I do have cameras as well. And I do have pictures of people that go into my front door and knock, and I have no idea who it is. I should have printed them out.
Well, yeah. You're not the only one.
Yep. Okay, any other questions, this gentleman? Okay, all right, thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to ask come forward anyone that needs to speak in opposition of this variance request. No one to come forward, then we will close the public hearing and go into private hearing. close the public session, and I'd like to hear a motion from someone, phrased for or against. Approval for the variance allowing the gate.
I'll second it.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded to grant this variance approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, opposed? Okay. Variance is approved.
I just have one comment, though, and I probably shouldn't make it, but
Well,
just make sure that you really apply for permits and are honest with what you're doing with the city, because they are not the enemy. They're not the enemy.
and that's for both parties.
You guys, you really ought to be out there.
Well, I am. I've lived here for
Yes, sir.
32 years.
I talked to
Yep.
60 people, two of which were contractors, when I went to build that shop, and both of them said, if you're in the city of Terrell, it's gonna cost you $5,000 extra. That's a contractor. Everyone I've talked to,
I'm a contractor, and I happen to disagree with that. And with that, we'll adjourn the meeting
Yeah,
at
I totally
6:30.
disagree. Totally disagree.